June 1947, the Strait of Malacca. One of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. Two American ships, the City of Baltimore and the Silver Star, pick up a distress call. It is not a standard cry for help. It is a message of pure terror. All officers, including captain, are dead, lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead. A long pause of static. Then, two final words. I die. When rescuers arrived, they found a ship of the dead. No survivors, no blood, just a crew frozen in a rictus of fear. And then, the ship exploded. Was it a ghost story, a chemical weapon leak, or a smuggling operation gone wrong? Today, we unseal the file on the SS Ourang Medan. This is Dark Files Unsealed. The American ship Silver Star was the first to arrive. The Ourang Medan was drifting. There was no smoke, no damage, just silence. The captain of the Silver Star hailed them. No answer. He gathered a boarding party. As they climbed onto the deck of the Dutch ship, they realized the SOS was not an exaggeration. The deck was littered with corpses, but it was the state of the bodies that terrified the Americans. They weren't just dead. They were frozen in time. Their eyes were wide open, staring at the sun. Their mouths were gaping in silent screams. Their arms were outstretched, pointing at something in the sky. Even the ship's dog was found dead, teeth bared, growling at an invisible enemy. The boarding party reported no visible injuries, no gunshot wounds, no stab marks, no blood. And strangest of all, decomposition had seemingly accelerated, yet the bodies were stiff. It was as if their nervous systems had simply shut down in an instant of extreme shock. The captain was found dead on the bridge. The communications officer was found at his desk, his finger still on the telegraph key. He had died sending the message. The Americans felt a sudden, unnatural chill in the air, despite the tropical heat of the boiler room. They decided to tow the ship to port for investigation. The Ourang Medan had other plans. Just as the tow line was attached, smoke began to pour from the No. 4 cargo hold. It wasn't a slow burn. It was intense. The Americans cut the line and scrambled back to the Silver Star. Minutes later, a massive explosion ripped the Ourang Medan apart. It was so powerful it lifted the stern out of the water. The ship sank instantly. It took the bodies, the logbook, and the secret cargo to the bottom of the ocean. There was no investigation, no autopsy. The file was effectively erased by fire and water, so what killed them? Ghosts don't cause explosions, chemicals do. Theory 1, carbon monoxide, a simple boiler malfunction. It kills silently, but it doesn't explain the screaming faces or the pointing hands. Carbon monoxide victims usually look peaceful, like they are sleeping. Theory 2, dangerous cargo. The year is 1947. World War II is over, but the cleanup is messy. Historians point to a darker possibility. Unit 731 was a Japanese covert biological and chemical warfare research unit. They created horrors, nerve gas, plague. There is a theory that the Ourang Medan was a smuggler's ship. It was carrying illicit cargo seized from the Japanese, specifically chemical weapons like potassium cyanide or nerve gas, to be sold on the black market. If seawater entered the hold and reacted with potassium cyanide and nitroglycerin, it would create a deadly cloud. It fits the evidence. The gas kills instantly. It causes suffocation and spasms, the screaming faces. It creates an unnatural chill as it evaporates. And finally, the chemical reaction causes a fire and explosion, destroying the evidence. The crew didn't see a ghost. They saw a cloud of death rising from the hold. They were pointing at the gas, gasping for air, as their nerves fired in agony. But there is one final twist. If you look for the SS Ourang Medan in the official Lloyd's shipping register of 1946, it's not there. Skeptics say the whole story is a sailor's legend, a hoax. But in 1954, the U.S. Coast Guard published the story in their official proceedings. The Silver Star was a real ship. The SOS was heard by real listening posts. If you are smuggling illegal chemical weapons, you don't register your ship. You use a ghost ship, a vessel with a fake name and false papers. The fact that it's not registered doesn't mean it didn't exist. It means it didn't want to be found. File 33 is closed, but the questions remain. Was the Ourang Medan a victim of the supernatural, or was it a victim of the sins of war? Whatever was in that hold was so dangerous that it killed the men who carried it, and then destroyed itself to keep the secret. The Ourang Medan lies somewhere in the Straits of Malacca, a tomb of frozen screams, guarded by the pressure of the deep. The file is closed, but the signal has stopped.